After a 9-day wonderful trip in Switzerland, it's time to go home. It is a morning flight for us, but we still want to enjoy the breakfast from the hotel because the food at the hotel is way better than the airports. This is Hotel d'Angleterre, Geneva. Very nice hotel, strongly recommended. Going through security is pretty fast in Geneva airport. There are not that many people and it's a very small airport. It's pretty easy to find a lounge, decent breakfast selection, and some drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. Today's flight is only going to take 1 hour. Boarding is very fast because this is a very small plane and there aren't a lot of passengers. Swiss Air is very similar to Lufthansa because it is owned by the Lufthansa group. On the single-aisle plane like A220 that we are flying today, typically it doesn't have a separately configured business class. Depending on how many people want to book business class on their flight, they will flexibly reserve number of rows for the business class passengers. And in the business class, typically it is just to make sure that there's nobody sitting next to you. One thing that I really like about smaller, less busy airports, it is flights typically are more accurate, and today is no exception. We are departing from the gate right at about 10:50 a.m. Weather is awesome today in Geneva. Actually, so was yesterday. In Switzerland, weather is probably not very predictable, particularly when you are at higher altitude in the mountains. But in the cities like Zurich and Geneva, usually is slightly more predictable. If you are flying Swiss Air business class on a smaller plane, like the A220, the configuration is 2-3, and I would suggest you to pick the side that is a two-passenger, 2 seats, typically on the left side of the plane. The reason is that because it is business class, you'll be sitting next to nobody, and you have window access as well as aisle access. And from the window, you can really see a lot of very nice sceneries in Switzerland. The plane typically flies at lower altitude as well, so it's pretty clear. You can see all the lakes and some mountains. It is a very short flight, just less than an hour. There isn't really any real food and drink service, but I still got a couple of glasses of sparkling wine, and if you like, you can get a sandwich. When we were planning for the trip, we did evaluate whether we should take the train from Geneva back to Zurich and take the flight back home to San Francisco. But we decided that it is easier to just buy the flight tickets. Geneva through Zurich back to San Francisco is just so much more comfortable because you don't have to haul your luggage and spend 3-4 hours back to Zurich. It is a very short flight, probably 45 minutes in the air only, not even 1 hour. And we are quickly landing and arriving at Zurich airport. It is good that we are arriving a little earlier than expected because we have to go from one terminal, the Schengen area terminal, to the international terminal. And we have to go through immigration. When we did the research, it seems like everyone was saying that it is pretty efficient and it wouldn't take that much time. But you never know. We have seen long lines in other airports in Europe when we pass through immigration. So always a good idea to have more time. If we have enough time, we can also visit the lounge. Maybe get a little food and some drinks because United Airlines Polaris business class food is terrible, and we'll talk all about that in the next video.
Alright, we have just arrived at Zurich. Now we're heading to E-gates. We have to go through passport control, and then we'll try to visit Senator Lounge E, operated by Singapore Airlines.